Okay, let's see. Cool. All right, so. All right. What's up, Lauren? We're celebrating a beautiful win against Honduras yesterday. For the second time, because our last recording got cut off because my computer's out of memory.
We're repeating the same things that we just talked about.
Thankfully, we didn't get like deep into it because I would have been annoying.
Yeah, that could have been a nightmare.
But I'm going to ask you again for the second time. How you feeling after that big win?
Amazing. I think now we can go into games with a bit more confidence than we probably used to, but even still, like, it's nice to see a clean sheet, 2 goals, solid performance. Feels nice.
We definitely cleansed the palate of that, that 8-1 from all those years ago. You know,
I feel like we can stop talking about it now almost.
Yeah.
I feel like it's in the past. It's a different group now. It's not our identity anymore.
Yeah, and for me, I feel like they had Ian Hume on the show, and I know he's on that show anyway, but that closed the loop for me because he was the one who scored all those years ago. So for me, psychologically, I was watching that, and I'm like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like end of an era. And then we were talking, before Zoom cut us off about, the goalkeeping performance. And those were massive saves. I mean, like, I'm not seeing many games with more important saves. Like, I watched a lot of soccer. I don't know if I've seen many games with more important saves than that.
Yeah. He stood on his head. He stood on his head. He really did. And especially the game was pretty much done and dusted, but even like some of the later saves, I think they're still important to make, right? Like, even if Honduras isn't going to tie the game at that point or anything, to have your goalie keep the clean sheet, keep the defensive record clear. Like, it's good. It helps the mentality, and it feels like more of a sure and solid win, I think, when they could do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but I felt this is also the funny thing, right? We all perceive the game differently. I was feeling stressed, because, Honduras, I mean, the Albert Ellis guy, he used to play in Houston, and he plays in Portugal. He was pretty dangerous, you know, and then their striker, Lozano, I think he plays in either the La Liga or the second division. I think he used to play for Barcelona B or maybe something like that. He looked pretty decent. And those are 2 big saves, so they could have scored, and I felt the heat. But we put the work in. Like, Buchanan's goal was sweet, and then Jonathan David.
Yeah,
and that was insane.
Honestly, with Honduras too, they did have their moments. They pressed, they're tricky, but I think
they pressed from the front really well. Yeah.
But I think once you see them, they started taking wild shots from outside the 18-yard box, and I think once they get to that point, you can see the desperation setting in with them, and you realize Canada really does have the game under control, because they're not going to be taking those shots if they didn't feel like it was a necessity, and they didn't have any other option, right?
Right. Yeah, I think for us it was an important game as well. Not only to the relevance to this qualifying cycle, but we did it without Davies as well. Which is nice. I actually really love seeing him on Twitch. How hyped he was getting. That was sick.
I think it was nice too, because I think, rightfully so, everyone knows Davies' name. Even if you're not a regular follower of the national team, Davies.
Yeah.
And I think this game was kind of important too for a lot of other players to kind of step out of the shadows. We know David, we know Laren, we know Buchanan, but it's nice now that they're stepping up and showing that even when we're missing Davies, or say in the future if we're missing some of the other big players, the team will be fine. They have people that can step in and take control, and it's not a problem.
Yeah, that's really important for us. I mean, that's definitely a reservation of mine as well. But I feel much more comfortable. And speaking of Laren, I mean, I don't know. I want to ask you who you felt stepped out of the shadows a little bit since you made that comment, or step into the spotlight, etc. But I'm still thinking about that Laren when he could have released the ball either earlier or later. He just released it the one time when it wasn't going to go through.
Yeah.
So I was watching the game with my friend and my cousins. We were just losing it, but it's all good in the end, right? But
I feel every striker has had that moment, right, where you've already taken from multiple people. You have space, and you just the final pass just doesn't execute. Yeah. The same with that chance David had earlier before his goal, where he was right in and then just kind of tapped it to the side of the goalie, right? And you expect pros to make the right play every time, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah. So who did you think? Who did you like? Okay, besides the usual suspects yesterday.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like everyone had a generally solid game. I don't know if other than the obvious bright spots, I could pick one out. I can give you like a one area of concern I had.
Okay. Well, you're always good for that. Let's go for it.
Love to criticize.
Yeah.
The Tiba Frazier pairing, obviously it wasn't to start the game. Piet came injured, so it was kind of like a sub of necessity, but I was concerned with that pairing. Know there's a lot of people, especially that support TFC or the national team, that are all in on Liam Frazier. I'm not in that camp. I don't think he's ever like really proven himself with the time he's had, both at TFC and then when he went to Columbus. He's just not consistent. And like, don't get me wrong, his pass today.
The pass was nice.
Insane.
It was insane. That was like a historic. We might look back on that. You know what I mean? I think we will.
Vision. But at the same time, if you look at his body of work through the whole game, I thought his partnership with Atiba was not great, and it makes you wonder too, like, when TFC tried to play a similar role with him with Bradley, he always seemed lost, right? Or like very shaky. And so you kind of have to wonder, like, who's the common denominator here?
I would can't be Michael Bradley.
Yeah, and probably not Atiba.
I
would have probably liked to see Oso come off the bench first, but whatever, he got his way into the game at some point. But I think that was my concern, and I don't think that that's the pairing that they should be using against the US.
Right. So how are you feeling going to the US game? Thoughts, concerns, optimistic? I know you're going to the US game.
I am. I will be there. I feel like a tie is reasonable. Like, I don't think that
I take that.
Like, I think that's fine. I think we could also win. I think I don't think it'll be a beautiful game. It's going to be freezing. The players will have played a few days before. But I think they just need to be aggressive, really control the midfield, and then attack when we get the opportunities to attack. Like, we can't be wasting any opportunity.
Right. And I didn't see the USA El Salvador game. I mean, look, the States are what they are. I mean, I think Christian Jack was saying that they didn't, or him or the other, I should don't know the other dude's name, but they said they didn't actually play very well. They weren't very convincing, which is good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, long may that continue. It's a big game, and like, it's getting to the point where, you know, it's a wonderful position to be in. We don't need a result, but if we get one, that's like, that might, I don't know, you know, I don't even want to say it, but you know what I mean?
And I think like a few months ago, people were saying, like, if we come out of this cycle with 4 points, like, that's okay, that's good.
Right.
I think we can like put the 4 points aside and be happy with nothing but 6 or 7, you know, like, why not go for more? I totally think we can get
4 points is too low. Yeah, we can do better. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, okay, so this was a fun little recap show. I mean, we'll be back. I guess, you know what? If we can, we'll do it post USA. We'll do it El Salvador. Is that Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday?
I think
Thursday.
Maybe Tuesday or Wednesday.
That's a crazy turnaround. This is a tight international break. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll see. I'm looking forward to photos from the game on Sunday, and then we'll be back. We'll be back again. And we have a fun video coming soon that has not been posted yet about our soccer playing days. That's going to be a good one. I'm going to post that on Monday, probably, which is our first soccer game in a long time, which I'm very excited for. I'll see you there. Yeah. All right. Any closing thoughts, closing remarks? Anyone else you want to call out?
I'm ready for the USA game.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for big performances from pretty much everybody. I think we could do it.
Yeah. I mean, you were at the 2-1 win, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was special. Damn. I never forget that day. That was a special day. Let's hope for another special day.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, Lauren. I'll catch you soon, and I'll see you later, guys. Thanks for having us. And you